So, are you feeling stuck in your quantity surveying career? Like no matter how many CVRs you do, your senior QS is giving you applications for payments, you're doing the job, but you just feel stuck. You feel like you're not progressing fast enough. If this sounds like you, stay with me. In this video, I'm going to go through 5 career strategies that the most successful quantity surveyors use to get ahead and to quickly move up into senior roles. So, and on strategy number 4 is something that fast-tracked my career personally, and I'll be sharing my story of how I've done that. So yeah, stick around. For those of you that are new to my channel, my name is Mr. Pinero. I have 10 years experience working in the UK infrastructure sector, and I just created this channel just to help people who want to come to QSing or younger QSs to just fast-track their career as fast as possible into the senior roles, earning 70k plus. So yeah, stick with me. I just got this plant just so I look more professional as a YouTuber. Let me know what you think. Does it make the aesthetics look a bit better or not? Let me know in the comments. So let's get right into this video. Strategy number 1 is to think like a commercial lead. So most junior QSs, when I was a junior QS, all I'll do is just focus on the task that your senior QS, your lord, will give you. Measuring, pricing, filling about with Excel, the monthly applications for payments, blah. But if you do want to be successful and move up, you need to focus on the outcomes. You need to understand the numbers. You need to ask things like, what's the risk here? How does this affect that margin? Could this be a commercial exposure in 3 months' time? You know what I mean? Those sort of questions you need to be asking on a daily or weekly basis. You need to start thinking like a commercial manager, even though you're just a junior QS. So this means you're not just reacting. You know what I mean? You got to be planning. You got to be protecting your margin. You got to be making decisions or following the decisions that your senior makes and understanding why those decisions are being made. And just consistently thinking and acting like the level above you. Yeah. Okay, strategy number 2, master the numbers, not just the software. So anyone can learn how to use Cato, anyone can learn how to use Excel, anyone can learn how to use Costex, but the most successful QSs understand what the numbers actually mean. Do you know what I mean? So can you look at a CVR and instantly spot a slippage in the margin, for example? Can you explain why your forecast is 200k out without fumbling? Like, knowing the why behind your numbers really adds to your credibility and it builds trust. You don't want to be the guy who just updates the spreadsheet. You don't want to be a glorified admin assistant, basically. You know what I mean? So I'm going to give you 3 metrics to focus on in strategy 5 that will seriously boost your confidence and conversations. So stay tuned for that. So strategy number 3, get visible the right way. So QSs do great work. Yeah, we all know that. A lot of QSs though do great work quietly in the background and they often get overlooked as a result. Meanwhile, someone else who isn't maybe as sharp ends up moving up quicker than you and you're thinking, why? What's going on? And it's because visibility matters. That doesn't mean bragging about your work or being political or anything like that. What it means is that for example, you speak up during progress meetings, you share any issues with commercial leads early, you volunteer when there's an opportunity. These small habits build up and make you more visible in the workplace, because quite frankly, if no one knows what you're doing, then you're not going to be called up for the next step in your career. It will go to someone else who's more visible. Next, strategy number 4 is what I call leverage mentor moments. So I'll just go through what I mean by this. So don't wait for it like a formal mentor. You got to create your own mentor moments. So I used to think like mentoring was like a formal process where like HR will issue you like a senior person and they'll be your mentor, but that really happens. Instead, what I started doing was being intentional about asking smart questions in the right moments to the right people. Do you understand? Why did we go with that contractor? How would you approach this negotiation? You know what I mean? I'd catch commercial leads straight after meetings and offer to help with a few things and use that to observe and learn. Over time, what that does, it builds kind of an informal mentor type relationships, and those conversations can give you insights that you're just not going to get from a textbook or your education, but you can get on this channel, so keep watching. So I'm going to tell you exactly how one of those moments turned into a promotion for myself in just a minute. So strategy number 5, track, measure, and speak results. What do I mean by that? You got to track your wins, yeah, and learn to speak about them, essentially. So your manager is probably stretched. They don't remember every cost saving you've made. They're not going to remember all the variations that you solved really quickly. That's why you need to try and keep like a simple log of all your results, all your good results. Do you understand what I mean? If you keep a simple log, quantify everything, all your cost savings, the risks you avoided, all the delays that you managed to mitigate, and review it every month. So I'm going to give you 3, as I promised, I'm going to give you 3 metrics that every ambitious quantity surveyor should track. So the first one is cost to complete accuracy, I call it. So how often are your forecasts on point versus the actuals? You should keep a track of that. Number 2, your variation resolution rate. So how good are you at closing out your C's really quickly, resolving your early warnings really quickly, things like that. And also number 3, your supply chain savings. So how much have your personal negotiations saved the project? You must keep a track of this somewhere. And so what this does is, when it comes to your yearly progress meeting where they're talking about your development or promotion and that, you have that to hand and you can just read it off, like I done this, I done that, and it's proof, do you know what I mean, that of what you've been doing, because we all get busy and we can easily forget, and if you don't keep track of it, nobody else will. All right, so I was going to tell you my personal story of how one of my mentor moments led into a promotion. So basically, I was doing the same thing as we all do starting out, working late, chasing variation, doing everything right, my FPs, CVRs, all that kind of stuff. And then, one day I just asked the commercial manager, I was like, how do you spot which QSs are ready for promotion? And that 10-minute chat turned into him telling me that he likes well-rounded quantity surveyors. So I was working at a contractor company that time, so I didn't really deal much with the procurement side of things. And he said he liked to promote QSs that had procurement experience. So basically QSs that had the whole project lifecycle experience. So from conception to going out, sending out invitations for tenders, receiving cost back from contractors, comparing the quotes, assessing them commercially and technically and picking the best subcontractor, and then going forward with the job, managing the job, and then all the way to final account closeout. So he liked quantity surveyors who had been through that whole project life cycle, which was good. So I told him, well, so how can I get that experience in this company, for example? And when the opportunity came up for a procurement package, he let me do it, which was outside of what I usually did, because I usually focus on the delivery side. When I got that opportunity, I worked really hard, I focused and made sure that I learned as much as possible and did things right. And then the next year, in my reporting sessions, PDR, whatever you call it, I was able to get the promotion up to senior because I'd essentially done what he asked. You see what I mean? I'd kept track of all my savings. I kept track of everything that I'd done. I had the proof of the work that I'd done. So look out for these mentor moments. Ask questions to the seniors. Ask them what they're looking for, and you will get there eventually. So just to sum up these 5 strategies. So we've got number 1, think like a commercial lead. Number 2, master the numbers, not just the software. Number 3, get visibility in the right way. People need to see you and see what you're doing, the value you're bringing. Number 4, leverage mentor moments, create them yourself. I mean, speak to people, ask them questions, ask for advice on how to move up, etc. Number 5, track and measure all the good things you've done. Track and measure your savings. Track and measure the big compensation events that you closed out, the big variations that you closed out. The positive things that you've done for the company. People will forget, so write them down so that you can use them when you're speaking about moving up into senior roles. So yeah, which one of these hit you the hardest? Which one of these do you think that you need to do more of? Drop a comment. Yeah, I'll always be reading through all my comments. And yeah, subscribe for more videos like these. I'll be going into more videos on how to use AI as a QS, CV tips, interviews, etc., and some contract tips that you probably never get from your university course. So stick around, there's a lot more coming, and I'll speak to you guys soon. Bye.